I don't like that.
You can't read the top!
Let's ride. I'm muting here so I'm not yelling in your ear. Let's ride. Get into it. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Get into it. Chauffeur stayed at home because my girl wanted to ride. Looking luxe and tasting plush, I'm feeling so alive. Get into it. Get into it. All my life, I've been waiting for a good time, a good time. All my life, I've been waiting for a good time, a good time. So let me ride. I don't know why that didn't play. Let me ride, let me ride. Where is she? Vroom, vroom, bitches know they can't catch me. Cute, sexy in my ride, sporty. Beep, beep, so let's ride. I don't know why that didn't play. Let me try that again. Vroom, vroom. Like I'm hearing the audio, but we're not seeing the visual.
What's that in my cup? That's that
That's
potion.
weird.
Rubbing honey's on my skin.
Y'all
like
can
it's
hear that, right? Awkward. I don't know what that is. This chat is going by fast. Y'all are going crazy. Ellie, thank you for the gifted subs. Oh my god, I can't even catch up with the chats. I don't know what that is, but anyway, welcome to the Pretty Pink in-Game Fashion Review 6. The theme is red, white, and black all over. Let's get into the moment. So this is actually an event that I host on a near monthly basis, where people submit their looks from Infinity Nikki and also Roblox Dress to Impress. I usually have a friend or peer or collaborator as a guest judge, and today it is a friend, a peer, and a collaborator known as Paradise. This is going to be a really fun moment. Yeah. Beep beep, so let's ride. I'm gonna try that one more time just because it bothered me. Let me see if it's going to...
What's that in my
I
cup?
don't know
That's
why
that
it's
potion.
not working.
Rubbing honey's on my skin like it's
Well, it's working here, and that's what really matters. So let's turn this music down because it's blasting in my ear. And then I will introduce you to the icon, the legend, the moment that is Paradise. Say hello. They can hear you.
Hello, hello everybody. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Pommy, for inviting me.
Right.
This is a really fun event. Oh, right.
No, Rai said the himbo doll.
Exactly. Clock it, clock it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, my name is Pero. I am an artist, digital artist, a DJ, and a gambler. And I stream here on Twitch as well. And I love fashion and these games so much. So it means a lot to be here.
Right, right. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. It's been a long time
You
coming
can't read the
because like
top.
I don't recall exactly when I told him that this was going to be happening, but then I told him and then we had to plan the whole event. And this has been a long time coming because I was actually talking to Pero before he debuted about being a guest judge on this event. So it's for sure been like a work in progress for sure, for sure, for sure.
Chat's saying I'm a little low.
You are just a touch low. Your quality went
Hello,
down a little bit for
hello.
some reason.
Not the quality.
I'll turn you up just a bit. Say something else.
Something else, something else. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like it's not going up. I think you might be. Do you want to try leaving and coming back, maybe?
Yeah, I will.
All
I'm
right.
back.
Back up. That's better. That's better.
Okay.
I'll turn you up a little bit on Discord. There we go. How's that? Say something
I don't
else.
know. something else. Hey, chat. Who's
Okay.
ready? Drop a nasty email if you're ready for some fashion.
A nasty little emo. So this time, I will say before we get into all of it, we are going to be going in order. So previously, I was not going in order of actual submissions. I would go in like a randomized order. This time, we're going to be going in order. So if you know when you submitted, you can go right ahead and watch it and everything else. Also, if you are unfamiliar with the topic, we are doing a Labubu giveaway, and the person who wins the top looks of the stream, if they are eligible and willing to participate, will be entered into that Labubu giveaway 4 times as opposed to 1 time. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a spin to win at the end of the stream. Can I see a nasty little emote if y'all are ready? Also, thank you so much, Kizzy, for the raid. Hello to all the raiders. Some of y'all might know me, some of y'all might not. Welcome in, though. Either way, I hope that you're getting the vibes. This is not a normal event, but this is a regular event. So, or rather, this is not a regular event, but it's a normal. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I do this sometimes. Thank you so much, Ellie, for the gifted subs. I really appreciate you. And let's get right on into it. So we are going to be starting here. This is the Pretty Pink in-game fashion review. All right, so we're gonna start off with a little bit of an introduction to it all. Here's how the judging works. It is going to be a bop or flop system. All the looks will be critiqued and judged with the overall impression being deemed a bop, which is good, or a flop, which is not so good. There's also a flip option. There may be other options added in. I was considering it for this one, but we're not going to do that just yet. The flip option is an in-between option for the judges to use for looks that give a neutral reaction or no reaction at all. It's a way for us to just say, no comment. I'm gonna choose not to read the hell out of you. But I could. It's kind of what a flip means. With that being said, there's not really a lot for us to say. Are we ready to get into the judging? Let's see what came with that hype chest first, though, because I really want to see.
I'm curious.
I got a little redheaded girl with the bob.
Oh, show her off.
Let me share that in the chat. Get into a Milo tick. Also, before we get right into it, because I forgot to do this, shout out to the icon of the day, who is, girl. Y'all go crazy. Y'all go crazy on the redeems during this day. So there's an icon of the day when Kizzy rated, and it was Milo Tick, and there was also an icon prior to that when I first started it and canceled the stream and then brought it back, and that was Paradise. Okay, icon. Okay, so we're gonna get started with the judging. The first person up is Sunny. Let's see the flips, the flops, and the bops. So here's Sunny, a really simple, I wouldn't say simple, but a really clean look, and it says, a red velvet beauty awaits your gaze. Yeah. What do you think?
I think this looks very polished. It is something that I think is complete from head to toe. The purse, I feel, is an excellent touch here. Without it, I don't think I would like this as much.
Right. I agree with you. It is very polished. It's very elegant, tasteful, but I do miss a little bit of the danger of it all. I think it's classy, but what is this woman like when she's unhinged? What's behind the face of the doll? You know what I mean? Like, and that's sometimes I think something that a lot of people struggle with the Nikki submissions is like, where's the gag of it all?
The danger. Yeah. I think that could be something you can play with the setting to add some danger. Maybe she's like fighting monsters nearby with her purse, or stuff like that.
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
The presentation could be changed.
For me, this is going to be a big old, easy, breezy, beautiful bop.
And for me, I also would give this a bop. Good job, Sunny. You ate that.
Thank you, Sunny, for submitting. Give me 2 seconds. I need to like lock something in on this freaking OBS. I have one of those things where it's like when I'm on OBS and there's something that's not locked on my screen, like it'll bother the hell out of me just because like I'll roll my little thing over and it'll be like telling all my business. Like, you know how
I
like there's like an outline on OBS where like when something's like not locked on the
oh, and
screen.
it's like red or whatever.
Yes, that
Yeah,
bothers
that
me, and
bugs me too.
I'm rolling my cursor over everything, and it's like unlocking everything. I'm sick of it.
I think that this woman, she's kind of like an heiress. She probably got rich parents,
Yeah, she's a
and
princess.
the purse is empty because she's just got a credit card on there.
Absolutely. Which is very Sunny core. That's very Sunny core. If you know Sunny on a more personal level, that's exactly how Sunny is. Okay, let's cut the cameras because we're moving too slow. Next. Mob Yoongi, the second person, a newcomer to the event. It says a second or third generation K-pop cutesy music video outfit. You can go first. I'm still doing one more thing, and then I'll be
Okay.
ready.
First and foremost, thank you so much, Mob Yunki, for your first submission. I love to see the new crowd coming in and serving looks and having fun with the game. I think. Wait, let me pull up my notes for this one. I think in the message or the caption, it says that this was inspired by a music video that I have not personally seen. So some of you in the chat might be familiar with this look. It does give K-pop. I think this might be from like the Girls' Generation era, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's the second or
Shut.
third era, so it has to be sometime like a hot
Mm-hmm,
minute ago from now, like over about a decade, maybe more.
mm-hmm. And this is for the black, white, and red all over theme.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we got the stripes, the little candy cane pattern. I think the silhouette is there from the top up, but once we kind of like keep looking downwards, the shoes are a miss for me. Unfortunately, I
Uh-huh.
don't think this person would wear sneakers if they were fully dressed up, hair done, makeup done. But if they're dancing and they need the shoes, I get it. But you can also dance in a pump, a heel.
Sure,
I
sure.
th- I think that the stripes on the skirt being kind of misshapen and you know distracting in the way that they turn does not help, unfortunately. And I would just add more jewelry as well. But
Um,
I love the hairstyle. It's cute.
so to my understanding, Pepsi Coke Bottoms, aka I believe this is Amada. Hello. Second and third generation would be like the 2010s, like the early 2010s. Everything before that was considered like first generation, essentially. That's what Damsel told me. Okay, anyway. So
How do you feel?
I thought this was cute. Did you give your judgment? Because I was
Oh,
anyway.
like my
Don't
decision
give it.
of
Don't give it. Don't give it. Give it. Look, we'll do that at
okay,
the end. Okay. Like,
okay.
um, I thought this was like really cute. It's exactly what I would expect from the caption. I love to see like newcomers come to the event, so I was really happy to see anything come from Mob Yoongi. And I was really appreciative. I think that when we get into the actual nitty gritty of it all, there are better options to communicate what people would be wearing during this time period. Yannick says it was 2003 to 2012 was Generation 2. So which would make sense because like that's very like it's giving very standard or inspired by standard traditional concept of what an idol is, stuff like that. It's
Hmm.
cutesy, it's girly pop. I think it's missing some things for me. So from me personally, I would give this a flip. I think that like this one I agree with you with the skirt. I think if like you had broken up the skirt and maybe like done like especially if it's like an inspired look as far and not a cosplay because I don't really want to see cosplays unless that's the theme. Um, I think that the skirt could have been maybe a different color or a different texture. I think that the arms could like the shoulder pads could have been in like a different color, different texture. This is in a lower quality than like a high quality playing. So like and I don't judge people based on like their quality necessarily because it's a high quality picture, regardless of whether it's high quality in DTI. So we're missing some of those textures because of that. But that doesn't mean that we have to miss out on things like glitter, things like ribbons, things like a better top maybe because you can isolate this top and this skirt on this dress and make it like and give a different top that would give a different impression and maybe a better impression.
Hmm.
So yeah, I it's a flip. Thank you for so much for submitting though. What do you think?
I see what you're saying. I agree with the whole patterns thing and like changing different textures and stuff is a really easy way to just boost up your look. for free, basically.
Yeah.
But this look, unfortunately, is a flop for me. It's the shoes. I cannot look past the shoes with this dress. But thank you so much, Mob Yugi, for submitting.
And that's understandable. Thank you so much, Mob Yungi. Next we have Comet's submission. This is also by the way, there's only a few non-themed submissions at all, but they're all color coded. So if you see one with like a black and red gradient in the background, that's going to be the on theme submissions. If you see one with a pink and black gradient in the background, that's going to be for the secondary theme. And if you see a white and pink gradient, which there's only a few of those, it's going to be non-theme. So this is Comet's themed submission. Do you want to read the caption?
Sure. It says, "Oh, please wait. Our fashion plushie and fabric shop will be opening soon. Your kid needs their plushie stitched up. No worries, I'll get right on it."
This one is cute to me. I really liked it. I like the idea of it. You know, my first impression when I actually saw these pictures is I thought it was a little bit like, I really thought when I first saw these pictures when they were first submitted, because this is one of the first submissions, is that this was kind of like a little, what is the word? Like there's not a lot of color. You know, a lot of people like to play with the color in their submissions. And I think that, but I also thought, well, this is black, white, and red all over, you know, and the outfit is red and the outfit stands out in the pictures. And so I kind of took back what I originally thought. I think that this one's cute. The concept is mostly coming from the design of the dress and the accessories that are on the dress that you can't really change. So as far as the concept with the caption, I wasn't really a huge fan of that because I felt like it was kind of like a cop-out in a way. But overall, I mean, it was cute. I think that it's pretty. It does what it needs to do, you know. I wouldn't call it the bare minimum, but it definitely gets like an 85 out of 100 for me. So it's a bop.
Okay, that's a passing grade.
Yeah.
For me, I think that this outfit does tell a story. It's a really strong story of this person who's into plushie tailoring. Maybe they're an atelier.
Yeah.
I think that the edit itself is a bit overwhelming and too much of the same posing. Like on the top middle, you see her looking to the right off frame.
Yeah.
And then right next to the right, there's another shot with a similar pose looking to the right off frame. Like there's no need to show that outfit off in the same way. I think all of these photos are focused on the background more than the fashion itself, and that pulls away from the focus for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the caption as well is a little chaotic too. But if we're just basing it off the fashion, it checks all the boxes. But I would be careful with the editing comment and make sure that you're making the focus like the fashion, and we could see it is, the focus of what it is you're displaying.
Yeah.
And this isn't really fashion notes, but the makeup with the eye color, the red eyes, and then the like same colored makeup is a little sickly to me. I think if she had a darker toned eye, it might help that. But I don't know if we're judging makeup and fashion together or just the fashion.
To me, fashion review, fashion is all about the presentation of the look. It is the makeup, it is the face, it is the hair, it is the dress. It's mostly the clothes, but it's also the posing, it's also the picture. All of it is considered when it's a bop or a flop. But with that being said, I'm not judging people based on whether or not they're spending money in the games or whether or not they're using the most high quality graphics in the games. A high quality picture is more likely to get a bop because it's going to read easier on what your intentions were with individual pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
with that being said, I would give this a flip.
Okay. Well, thank you, Comet, for submitting. Please submit in the future. Next.
Thank you, Comet.
We have Kizzy. Kizzy did not actually have a caption. Kizzy just said this was red, white, and black all over theme, and that's it.
And she didn't need a caption. Look how stunning she is.
Yeah, this one is really giving very much like Scary Spice to me, Mel B. I said in this one that she really that if she was in a 2D fighting game, she would carry a sword, but don't ask her where she got it from. I don't know. It's edgy. What do you think?
I think Kizzy really came through. She ate this. This is giving like mall photo shoot vibes. Promo for her next music video. She's dropping her
Absolutely.
single out on iTunes, all streaming platforms right now. Go check it out. I personally wouldn't change much. I can't think of much that I would change to make this better.
Me either.
Mhm. If I had to give a critique, I guess I would change the bracelet to something less like Hot Topic, but she could be giving like Rico Nasty like future vibes, like maybe they're besties.
Yeah, I thought maybe, I didn't really care about the bracelets that much because I felt like as long as it matches, it doesn't matter. But I did kind of think in my head, like, if you're going to do the red on red with the black and the white, I thought that the sunglasses would not be like an exact match to the outfit. I thought maybe like if they had if they were brighter, they might stand out better, which would benefit the look overall. But it's like these things are nitpicky, like,
Hmm.
is that really what we're like focused on? No, I don't think so. For me, this is a bop, easy bop.
Me too. Proportions are right.
Well, thank you, Kizzy. I always love to see a submission from Kizzy. They're always so clear, concise, not always perfect, but well edited for sure. This one is Amada. Do you want to take this one?
Sure. This is Amada's black, white, and red all over submission, I believe.
Yes.
Giving a cow diva, and I meant cowgirl, diva. I don't know how they identify, but I try to keep it safe, Very
Right.
camp, very yeehaw. I do like the red peeking out underneath the bolero a lot for some reason. I don't know. It kind of just like tickles my brain.
Yeah.
That little detail, and the positioning of the hat at the top of the head. I could tell Amada spent some time and kind of nibbled on that one.
I agree. I love this little hat moment. I also really liked the like corset moment here where it felt like she was like, to me, the top part of the corset with the little jacket and all these things going on up here, it looks like an upside down star, which really complements
Hmm.
the star in the hat.
I didn't
I
notice
love the
that, but you're
hair
right.
because the hair is like slicked back. This is like a very like drag, very like campy, theatrical kind of look with the hair specifically because it's not necessarily that it's giving wig. It's like DTI. It's always going to give wig, but it's like the way that it's put together and then the little like cunty little hat on top like feels like a fascinator kind of moment. Like it's exactly what I would want to see, especially from somebody like Amada who is really good about doing campy.
Hmm.
So I really appreciated this overall. Let me just change my model really fast.
Oh, okay, okay. Reveal outfit change.
Yeah, I just want to have a little bit of a better quality with my stream, and I could tell that my little VTuber was not working the way that I wanted her to. So, um, yeah, I really liked this. And I was really happy to see Amada submit this, especially after like Amada normally she's one who will like come in and she'll drop like one submission and then she'll switch it up and then she'll drop another submission that's really really similar and like she's always trying to edit. I think that sometimes going with confidence with clearly identified pieces is better than doing things that might work in real life. And that's my thing about like always the clipping and the things like talking about like picture quality is that
Hmm.
if you have a bunch of pieces that are clipping in DTI or even in Nikki where like the pieces are sticking out of other pieces or they're pixely or whatever, like, and you have a really clearly edited or clearly pictured output, whatever you call it. For some reason, the word deliverable is coming into my head, but whatever. Like, it's not going to read well. Like, I can see what you were going for, but this is really good. For me, this is a bop. Like,
Um, how do you feel about the nails? Because I have it on my notes that I felt like I didn't really think it needed that little red nail detail. Is that a little too picky of me?
it's picky. I mean, like I said, I think that people come from a lot of different directions when it comes to these kind of fashion looks, especially because not everybody is it's, it's mostly female bodies. Some people are coming from like a drag perspective. Some people are coming from like a real life perspective. Some people are coming from, I am into fashion, I am into costume, I am into theater, so some people are into
Mhm.
K-pop, for example. I think that this is a reference to where Amada's coming from and what Amada's inspired by. I don't mind the nail. I think that some of these things, like I think the makeup could have been drawn back a little bit, but I think that like the eye makeup specifically is not the problem. I think it's the blush. I think the nail, it could go come or go. I think the height of the boot could come or go, but it's
Mhm.
whatever to me. Like that's a little nitpicky for me to say flop or bop. What do you think?
I I think that when it's zoomed out like this, it doesn't bother me, but when I was looking at it blown up, it did. So I guess it is just like a frame of reference kind of thing, or like a whatever position you're you're looking at it.
Right.
This either way is a bop. I will read the caption also, by the way, because I don't think we did that. And it says, "The House of Mascara presents their newest summer capsule collection, the Slutitious." I can't read that word because your head's behind it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll read it. I'll read it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Slutitious collection with 3 brand new looks made for showing off skin while the streets are still hot enough to dress down in. All 3 of her submissions have that same caption, but this one is called the red, black, and white, and she calls this character Michella.
Okay.
Okay,
Um.
and bop, bop,
All right.
bop to the top. Thank you,
Bop.
Amada. Next. This is Amada's completely off theme look. This is not for the secondary theme, it's off theme. And it says the same caption, the House of Mascara presents ... She said, and then it says in the end, finally we have the spooky look ready for any Halloween haunt, the bunny. What do you think?
I think Hamada knows how to paint a mug for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yes.
This is starting to be where I get a little confused with the presentation. It being like a fashion collection with the the white background, the with all 3 models. If you can see it in the top right of the screen, y'all.
Yeah.
She's standing on like a little couch. It's a little awkward to me, and I think when you do this, it is creative for sure, but it allows for more inconsistencies to pop up with the coloring of the outfits and the models, and it
Absolutely.
makes us feel like we don't know which one is the real one to judge based on it. Like, we'll get into it in the next one more when I talk about the angel one. But for this one specifically, I think that it is something we've seen before, and it doesn't excite me as much as somebody who plays DTI or
Yeah.
the fashion games in general. The black latex kind of thing doesn't really read well in the photo with the texture of the bunny ears to me. And I don't think we needed the headscarf. I would have completely removed the headscarf to show more of the chest off, maybe add a necklace.
Sure, sure.
Um, and I did notice that the hair is the same as the cowgirl look. So if we're giving a separate look, I would like more variety.
Yeah.
If they're standing next to each other, I do think that this does feel like it was initially planned for the red, white, black theme, but was like, and actually, never mind. I don't want to submit that one,
Yeah.
and I changed my mind. Um, but yeah, I think this is a flop for me.
Okay, so I have a different opinion, but there's your flop. I think, okay, I think it's because I'm gonna be kind of like the Raja of the moment. Like, I love this. I love the idea of it, really. At least I think I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Like, I think the scarf is a little bit of overkill. The scarf with the little horns on it. I like the horns. Somebody said in the chat that this is very Donnie Darko. They said Donna Darko. I think it was Ellie. Shout out to Ellie.
I see that. I
I
see that.
I see that. I think that this was really fun. I think that, I like to see things that are not in the realm of this is like a human woman wearing human clothes and she's doing human things. You know what I mean? And so I think that I'm really excited to see that for like a free play moment because I want to see people. I really love to see people play in the free play. I think sometimes people misconstrue my words or they take my words really seriously. I love to see free play looks. And I also really love to see people playing in the free play and doing things that are creative to them or that work for them. And so I want to encourage that. I also don't want to be in a position, and this is not an accusation on anything you're saying. This is my thoughts completely, like
Mhm.
unrelated to what you're saying. I don't want to be like, I don't want to cast down anybody's creativity, but I also in agreement with what you were saying. It's confusing sometimes when you associate all of your looks together. And so in the future, you can do that, and I'm allowing you to do that. I really don't care. Just don't. You set yourself up for failure sometimes when you go beyond the fashion look itself and you try to give it a bigger concept or a greater concept. And I don't
Yeah,
think you're setting yourself up for failure here, Amada, but I think that like it's confusing to say that these three things are a collection when none of them seem related at all. What were you gonna say?
well, I would say that two of them seem kind of related, and then the other one doesn't to
Yeah,
me.
and that's
So
mostly
I'm
because of the
forced to view
colors.
these like together as a collection and compare them because of the way that they're presented, and I think that's not very beneficial.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get at is that it's like you set yourself up because it's the similarly to how I said I think it was for the last one, don't show your inspiration unless I don't show your inspiration because if somebody thinks that they were going to do it differently than what you did, then you're fucked, you know? And
Hmm.
I don't think that that's like I don't think that's the best way to go out. However, with all that being said, I really like this. To me, it's really fun. It's easy. You know, it's a free play look. It's not that serious. The theme is not crazy. Like, you know, I don't really like to see when people submit their throwaway looks from their main theme or their secondary theme and are like, here's my X, Y, and Z. But I didn't see it that way when I first saw it. So I'm not going to say that it is that or that it's not that. You know, that's between you and your God, Amada. But for me, honestly, it's a bop.
Play.
I guess I'm just feeling really gracious right now.
We
Thank
love
you,
to see it.
Amada. So for the third look from the capsule collection, we have Amada's third look, and this is her Masters of the Elements look. It is the Master of Air and Nude Illusion, and its name is Angelica. I really like this. Once again, it's part of the capsule collection. I don't really care if people do this, but don't do it if you don't want to get set up. And I think that you're setting yourself up here, but also it's whatever. What do you think, Pero?
I think this is where the collection idea falls flat for me because the color inconsistencies can't really be overlooked, in my opinion. The orange wings on the right and then the like gold wings on the left. Like, which one are we judging?
Yeah, definitely
I
this
feel.
one though.
I think yeah, the bigger one with her in the sky, I think is stronger. So I wish I didn't have to see the orange one.
Yeah.
Um, but I on my notes I said this is me on the toilet for real. Like
I did
I
say in my notes that this is very your drag, like the yellow
it
and
is.
the teal and like all this like, and you also kind of do something sometimes with your like cheekbone moment in DTI with that. Like I felt like it was really similar to what we've seen from you sometimes.
Yeah, I really like this Amada. You kind of did a lot of stuff that I would do personally in my own DTI looks, so I can't help but love this look. The nails work here for me a lot, and the wings I think could be a little bit smaller. I know there are a lot of options for wings, and I think it kind of swallows her whole a little bit here.
Yeah.
And the posing itself in the top, like the big sky picture, I think is kind of awkward. It kind of makes her look like she has like knee cleavage, like her boobs are on her knees or something.
Yeah.
Um, but I do like the connection with like nude illusions and air because like air's invisible, air is a nude clothes kind of thing. Like I feel like that's a cool connection that Amada makes
I
here,
didn't even think of that. Oh my god, you're right.
right?
That's crazy.
It's all
Yeah.
connected.
And I like that.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is a bop for me for sure. I think it's strong.
I feel like this is probably Amada's best experience as far as like the judging goes in the fashion review so far. Amada is one of a few people who has been notorious for having multiple top flops of the stream. I agree with you on a lot of the things you said. I think that you could play with some of these like textures more. I kind of got the impression, similarly to what I was saying about others, that you're playing on a lower quality, medium to low quality in DTI, and so like the textures aren't necessarily communicated expressively enough for me to comment on them. But I do think that like if the crown was golden and it like showed the metallic texture, or if the dress had like more like of um a luster to it or like a shine
Hmm.
in certain areas, I think it would work really well here because it's very flat. It's very flat. Everything's flat textured. Everything is matte. I don't like that. and it's not
Mm-hmm.
realistic to life, like when you put on real clothes in real life, even if they're sometimes things can be like even really similar fabrics, and like it'll have a different shine, or it'll be a similar color but you can still tell which is which, that kind of thing. Sometimes when we do too much of one texture it gets confusing. I do like some of these extra embellishments, especially for a Masters of the Elements, because that theme was so much of a avant-garde. It was so much of an artistic impression of what somebody who would be a master of air or any of these other elements would be, and I see that here. If this was submitted for that review, it would have gotten a bop then, and it gets a bop from me
Mm-hmm.
now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with that being said, I have more to say.
Go ahead.
Um, I love the concept. I loved all of the concepts that you gave, Amada, and I liked the editing because I like the direction that your editing is going in. This is kind of the first part of what hopefully will be a long renaissance for Amada's submissions in this fashion review. Um, but it's kind of like I just think that it could be better. But I think that like saying what could be better is very nitpicky. So it's a bop. It's a bop. You did what you needed to do for today, Amada. Even if you didn't get like tens across the board, you got 3 tens from me. Um, anything else?
I just want to say that I really enjoy Amada's submissions and how creative they are, especially the ones in the past. I
Absolutely.
want to give a shout out to like all the like alien type of intergalactic vibes that they bring to their looks, and we don't see a lot of that, but I think that is what is very visually interesting to look at, and it breaks away from the norm of the DTI stuff. So that's kind of also why I gave the bunny one a flop, because I've seen Amada's other looks, and if this is the free play look with no rules and restrictions, like why are you picking Bunny Girl? Sorry, I didn't want to like leave on the bad note, but like I just
And you know what? And that's part of the reason I'm seeing what Amada said. She said something about so she was blue. Yes. So for some of the people who have been notorious for being in the bottoms, like for example, a good example of this is Rye. I went to Rye personally and I said, here's some things that you need to do for your submission that could be better or worse. And you can work on that and go with it. I did the same thing with the Mata because she said that she originally had this character being blue. I told her not to give the blue because the blue didn't work. And she was going back and forth with the blue in places in like VCs that I was in and also in private and or not in private but like in the chat, and I saw that. I did not like the blue. And I went to her and I just told her, don't do the blue, girl. Like, please don't do the blue, just for your own sake, because I don't always like seeing people being the top flops. And so, like, she didn't do the blue, and it worked out really well. I think if it was blue, I do think that that's part of the reason why I encourage people to go into the chat and say with these major decisions, like, I have this draft that I really liked of it being blue, but I also have this one that's skin tone. Can people give their opinions? Put on a little poll, ask people their opinions, and take them lightheartedly because sometimes people give bad advice in the chat. But
not me.
not me, but I also don't give advice in the chat very often. I normally just shade people and tell them to start talking to each other instead of asking me a bunch of questions. Anyway, off of this soapbox, thank you so much, Amada. You did a great
Thank
job.
you.
Next up is Ruby. This says, there's no such thing as being dealt a difficult hand, sweetie. Opportunity is created in a moment's notice. And it is this, like, poker player girl who, like, what did I say? In my notes, I wrote down, this girl is a poker champion, but the look itself is not winning any games for me. What do you
Oh my
think?
god. I think that I have a bias towards this. I think the poker aesthetic is really working in my favor here, but she
Right.
loses me. She loses me below the skirt with whatever's going on with the leggings. It looks like an accident. Like she had 5 seconds left and accidentally clicked on, an item before walking on the runway. The
Yeah.
red the red little thing looks like, I don't know, kind of like blood or something. I don't understand that part. And
Yeah.
if that was not there, I would think it would help the outfit more. But the other portions aside from that work well for me. I love the color blocking, the incorporation of all the colors, red, black, and white, and the glasses are a nice touch. I think she's looking fierce here.
I think she's looking fierce. Okay. What I'll say is, love the editing, Ruby. Thank you so much. I don't mean to be shady, but I do really like the presentation and I like the concept. I just think that what would make more sense to me would be taking off this jacket because she's wearing two different tops. Or, you know, because it has like this lacy top. I don't know if the lace was necessary, and the jacket, and the other shirt, and the skirt, and the leggings, and the fishnets. I think that if you took two or three things off of this outfit, it would make a lot more sense and it would give a very clean impression. I know that you were trying to go for something a little bit outside of the box with all these like furs and like moments like that. But I also think that like, first of all, I think two things. First of all, a lot of people who are submitting from DTI and people who are just submitting period don't really play a lot of DTI and don't play a lot of Nikki. And I encourage you to go out into the streets and test these out with the randos. But also or just test your fashion out just in general, because I think that could really give you a good feeling for what works versus what doesn't sometimes, as far as like the clipping and what people do that looks good versus what people do that's kind of like confusing and what doesn't get a lot of reaction. I also think that like you know, simplicity can be good. You know, somebody who is playing poker, for example, or somebody who is playing, or like when I think of like this character, it almost reminds me of those people who like play pool professionally, you know, where that you see on like TV,
Mm-hmm.
like on those like second or tertiary sports channels, playing poker or playing like, you know, pool or any of those other games, like where they do a lot of stuff but they always wear really simple clothes. You know, actually makes me think of what is her name, Jennifer Tilly. She said that she's a professional poker player on the side, which is crazy how she's doing that on the side, but of what else she does, because she does a lot. But she showed, like, one time I saw like an interview and it showed a picture of her. She was wearing a t-shirt, a pair of glasses, and a red lip, and that was it. I think that sometimes simple can really give a good impression, because Jennifer Tilly never looks bad, you know. But that's more my full opinion. Is this a flop or a bop for you?
This is a flip for me, and it's because of the shoe situation. The leggings, if that was not there, I would give it a bop.
Right, right, right. I feel
I
very
would.
similarly. I think I gave this a flip. Yes, I gave it a flip as well. Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Go
Wait, am
ahead.
I
I'm
here?
sorry. Yeah.
I think that yeah, the color blocking stuff that you were talking about, you didn't like the white with the jackets and the stacking of it. I really like that a lot.
I
I
think it
think
was a,
that
yeah. Go ahead.
the purse and the posing with the could have been better. Like if you had the arms out to like make her not look so squished together.
Yes.
Um, would help here.
I think sometimes you know, some people are very busy. People have lives and all that kind of stuff. But I would encourage you, if you're going to submit for this and you want to get better impressions, because some people are here to do better and some people aren't. I don't really care one way or the
Some here
other.
here for the labubu.
Right, exactly, and that's okay. If you want to do better, if you want to get a better response from the judges or me in the future, thank you so much for the submission, by the way, Neonix. Also, if you got a gifted sub earlier, you better have said thank you. But if you want to do better, take it slow. Ask people their opinions. That's what I'm always saying, is ask people their opinions. Take it slow. You know, really put your best foot forward with your pictures. You know, take a picture and then say, here's what I'm working on. Because this is not a competition. This is a creative collaboration amongst people who are on an equal playing field, regardless of their level of creativity. And take a simple picture in DTI or in Nikki, and then post it and say, what do y'all think of this? Is this, or even just simply say flop or bop and why in the chat or with your friends or wherever, and let people to give you their responses, and then try to absorb that creatively and intellectually, and then maybe, you know, work on what their responses might be. You know what I mean? Even, you know, if you have a trusted friend in the community and you go and ask them, what would I say, me, the creator of this event, ask them what I would say if I saw this, because I have a pretty strong opinion most of the time. And let's see what they're going to tell you. Thank you so much, Ruby, for submitting. Please continue to submit. Next, Damsel. Oh, I love this one. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this one says lights, camera, action. It says, Mama, look, I told you I'd make it to the big screen. I have an interview about the film in the paper this Sunday. Here, let me dial up Johnny to run and catch you one as soon as it's out. Okay, Mama, I can't believe. Oh, it says, oh, Mama, I can't believe I finally made my debut in the pictures. Uh, You can go first.
My first note was that her and Sunny's Nikki submission are BFFs, probably.
Absolutely.
They are besties. I could
Similar
see them
era.
both going to the pub, the speakeasy together, and having a little cocktail together. Um,
Absolutely.
I I think this is a strong silhouette, very striking, very extravagant, but also classy.
Very classy for
Y-
sure.
Yeah. I
Um,
think
Go ahead.
that the only I'm only saying this because I got to get really picky because it's a pretty good look, but I want to, leave each submission with some kind of helpful critique to get, improve. Um,
Absolutely.
I, I don't know if it's the lighting or if the eye colors were changed like midway through the photo shoot, but I prefer her with the darker colored eyes. If you look at the shot in the bottom right, she has like really pink eyes, and then in the shot in the bottom left, she has darker eyes. You can't see it on stream, but if you're looking through the channel, um, it's just a really short, small detail that I think threw me off. With it could be the lighting, I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but I prefer the darker eyes, um, and I yeah, I don't know. It's hard to give anything other than that because it's a really good polished look for me.
Right. So, okay, let me give you my thoughts. Okay, so I like it. I like it a lot. I like the idea of these like more period pieces. There were multiple submissions that were very like period fashion. And I like that Damsel really took it there with the caption even. What I will say is what I don't like is that there first of all, I think it was Pixie who won with this exact dress outfit on in a previous event. I'm kind of tired. And this is not a critique of Damsel personally, but I'm kind of tired of seeing this silhouette, this A-line dress with the cute little top that's kind of that's sleeveless, with the same little big wide brimmed hat. You know, I think it's fun and it's very Nikki, but these outfits came at a very particular time in Nikki, and they've been used consistently in this event since they came out. And I even used them for the promo for like I think it was the gold theme. Um, I like it. It doesn't look bad though. I think it's very on point. It gives very what is that show called? Marvelous Mrs. Maisel or whatever. Like which is also a period it's a period TV show. Like it's set in the past. I don't fucking know when. I didn't even watch that. But
Period.
that's where it's very periodically. Exactly. It's a bop. I don't know. I have a
I
bunch
think
of
it's a
random
bob.
thoughts.
A bunch of random thoughts.
I feel like nothing that I said was cohesive, but honestly, it is what it is. Like it's cute. It did what it needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to wow me, do a different dress and give a similar impression. Next. Thank you, damsel.
Thank
Right.
you.
Oh, period. Um, no caption. Do you want to go or
Maybe it
should
doesn't
I?
even need one. I'll go. I don't think this needed a caption. I know exactly who she is. I know what she's doing. I know who she's killing. And I know whose blood she's sucking. Because this is like giving me if the Queen of Hearts was a vampire. And
Absolutely.
the pose against the white background, very strong, very strong. And the I just have one little note here that I do want to say. On the very right photo, it looks like she has one arm, and that was just really funny to me to look at. I don't know where her arm went.
Girl,
Um, it's just funny. It's not good or bad.
you don't want to know
I,
where her arm went.
I don't. I think that the hair, the side ponytail, could have been edited to just be like a bob, a striking short, tight bob against the collar of the outfit, and
Yeah.
that would have been helpful to me. But it's preference, I guess. Like
Kizzy said
maybe
that she kills
she loves
monsters
her
with.
hair.
Kizzy said that she kills monsters with Sunny. That's hilarious. I agree. I think that the hair is probably my least favorite quality of this outfit. Um, what I actually wrote in my notes, if you want to hear my actual words, I wrote
Mhm.
a series of words. I said Gothic Lolita, Spanish princess, coquette dominatrix, anime villain, anti hero, witch bitch, mother, sister, and a bop. All at the same time.
A strong bop from you too.
I
I have
love,
to agree.
I
The
love,
mug.
right.
What did you say you love?
Congratulations, Rye. I really love the progression that you've done in this series of events as they've happened. You know, this is actually our sixth event. We are now 6 months in to the Pretty Pink in-game fashion review. The first one started in what I believe was February or March. The first day that I ever told y'all about it was February 4th, and then I announced this one in the 4th of the last month. Was it last month? It might have been this month. 6 months after February 4th was when I announced this one. I think it was August 4th. um so it's been now officially 6 months, and in that 6 months Rye has like put their thing down, flipped it, and reversed it, and I really love to see it. So congratulations on your first double bop. I don't know if that's your first double bop, but it's like your first double bop of the event because you have another look. And here it
Thank
is,
you.
the Harpy T, Master of the Elements redo. So Rye's original Master of the Elements look had nothing to do with this look, but they are resubmitting for the Master of the Elements look within the second category. So yeah. What thoughts does this provoke for you?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
think that this is a really good photo of a Vivian Wilson with wings.
Who was that?
Uh, that, that is the a famous nepo baby of the Musk family,
Oh,
and I think that it doesn't really give master of the elements to me.
right.
I think that's kind of pedestrian. She she lost me in the second half. The from the shorts down, I don't think that it works for me. And why do the shoes have faces on them? First and foremost,
Well,
actually.
that's just that's just the item.
I know that's just the item, but there's a plenty of shoes in the closet, and
They could give a similar
um,
impression without doing the shoes. You're right.
yeah,
Um,
um,
I like it. You know what? Actually, when I first saw this, do you remember I'm sure you remember the music video for Venus and GUY by Lady Gaga, and like she had and the intro it had her where she like landed and she was being shot out of the sky and she had the
yeah,
wings.
with the arrow.
Yeah, that's what this looks like to me. It reminded me very much of that. And I fuck with that music video really hard. So when I saw that, I was really excited. However, a Lady Gaga comparison does not mean that you are scot free, because I think that you could have played with the colors. I didn't think anything of the shoes particularly because I think that there's an angle when you talk about harpies of them being dangerous. They're based on
Hmm.
predatory birds. At least the mythology is kind of associated with like predatory birds and people's fear of them because they fly so high and they look so giant. You know, I think it cleared me. It gagged me. But you could play with these colors and textures just a little bit more. Everything's brown. And I think that the everything brown thing saved you from me critiquing you on the top because I don't like the way that the top looks. I'm actually really tired of people using this particular little fruit, like that top that looks like a bra. It's like a strapless bra and it has a little frilly fabric coming out on the bottom. I hate that. I hate that top.
Hmm.
I don't hate it. I think that people can use it. I'm not telling y'all not to use it because sometimes I'll say something like that in this freaking event and y'all will run and say that y'all can never use it again because I said that I don't like it. I don't like it here. I don't care if y'all use it again if y'all do it well, because there are ways to do stuff like that well. Here I don't like it. I don't like the top at all. But I like the look. And for me it's a bop.
For you, it's a bop.
But I
For me,
also yeah.
you also what?
I'm being gracious today, apparently.
I want to give a shout out to the top left photo where her armpit hair is coming out of her. It's
Oh my
very
god.
nice and luscious. I wish it continued through the other photos on the right. There's no armpit hair. So I don't know if she has one armpit with hair and one without. That's very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that this is a flop for me. I think Rye could do better here.
Aww.
Sorry, Ryan.
And I feel like I was in a really good mood when I started doing these notes. I'm not gonna lie. We'll find
That's your
out
truth. That's
though.
your truth. No, you can like it.
The next one is going to be Dre's first submission. This is also doesn't have a caption. Originally, when Dre submitted this, it had 3 or more paragraphs of words, and I said that was too long. Dre cut it all away. Dre cut it all away and didn't leave any caption at all. It just said red, white, and black all over. And because I told people that they need to indicate what their theme is, like, I'm not gonna put that as the caption because everybody had that in their caption. Like, but I don't think that this really needs an explanation. You know, it's beautiful. It's very much like Morticia Adams, Bride of Frankenstein if she slayed. Like black and white, red all over. 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 Do you want to know what I think?
Yes, please go.
Black and white, red all over. Thank you.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think that Dre did not come to play with this look. It is a very strong, very bold, very sultry, very sexy, very ooh la la. I think Dre made a decision to use this signature look again, but it works this time for once. It really does. It works very well here. This has.
And what do you mean by signature look before you continue?
Before I continue, Dre has a history with this wig. Dre loves to put this wig on, you know, change it up with different colors, style it with some Marie Antoinette looks, some
Right.
little foo-foo dresses, little, you know, pretty, but it never really works for me, but it does here, and I think that's because of the way that the top of the dress is styled with a similar black and white, like, you know, swirly pattern, and the contrasting really helps emphasize you know, whatever it is. I don't know, it just looks so pretty. It looks so pretty to me.
It's pretty.
think-
It's pretty for sure.
I do think that the models to the left and the right are a little redundant. It's the same pose, but just on both sides.
I
Either
could
do a
never
new
come for that
pose-
though, because if you look at the edits that I did for the promo, I do this all the time in my editing, so I get it.
I wouldn't.
Right.
There's a reason. There's like no reason to repeat it. In my opinion, it lowers the impact.
Yeah. I really like the flowiness of like this skirt moment, and I wish that this was like my thing. You're saying that there's no impact, and maybe there isn't. But I also kind of think that like this does give you a new perspective on the outfit, especially like the torso area, because you don't see like the flowiness of the skirt in this particular picture in the center that's being used. And I really like the sheer flowiness that really complements the sleeves, and the sleeves really complement the flowiness and the sheerness of the dress as it's going down, which you can't really see unless you're seeing it here. So I wish that this was like more presented without the transparency here, maybe even giving 2 pictures. You know, Dre is somebody who really likes to give 1 picture, 1 impression, 1 edit, 1 moment. You like it or you don't, and I like that. But you know, Dre gave a strong impression, so it's not a big deal. I kind of also like the fact that it is sheer and that there is sheerness that feels like these sleeves, they're attached to nothing. They're coming out of thin air. This dress, it's attached to nothing. It's coming out of thin air. It's hanging on her hips for sure. It's flowy, but it's not attached to anything. It's not attached to the top. It doesn't have like a drawstring. It doesn't have a waistband. It's nothing. It happens. It flows. This is the monster that Sunny and Rye are fighting in the end, but they don't realize that she's the monster because she's controlling the other monster that they thought they were fighting. Like this is the final boss. They didn't realize that she was the final boss because the other one was like, you know, like it's giving very much like that witch from fucking Looney Tunes and the giant red monster. That's what I'm thinking of, where it's like,
oh my goodness,
she's controlling Gossamer, but really she's the villain behind all of it. Like, this is crazy, and I love, you know, you're talking about Dre's signature look. I love it. I think it works here. Dre took a risk with this giant heart-shaped hair, and it worked. And I like it. Is it a bop or a flop?
That's a really good bop to me. Thank you, Dre. I love this.
And for me, it is also a bop. A bop, 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 bop. Yep.
Beep boop
Um,
boop bop.
Next one up is Dre's second submission because Dre likes to give two submissions at the same time. It is Dre's Master of the Elements theme. And do you want to read this one since you can actually see the caption?
Yes. This says the Sisters of the Ocean and the Moon are back to make as big of a splash as they did originally. They're hoping to turn their flip into a bop.
Right. So this is Dre's resubmission of his original look. You can kind of see it. It's transparent here because I don't want it to be the main focus of the submission. But this is Dre's original look. It was Lady Phoebe and Lady Ceto. This was for the Master of the Elements. Damsel did not like this one. If anybody can recall, I remember Damsel did not like it. I liked it. Damsel did not like it. And Dre has referenced as because like me and Dre will talk to me sometimes about like the fashion review. Dre has referenced this look and how much Damsel hated it and the colors that Damsel and how Damsel came for the colors of these outfits so much. I think he really thought he ate, and I thought he was okay. I think I gave him a bop, and Damsel gave him a flop. Um, and I thought it was okay, but he wanted to redo it. He redid it, and here it is. And I like this. I like the changing of the colors. I think this is a really good version of a redemption. And I think that sometimes it's hard when you have something that's so specific and such a strong impact to really like reconstruct it in a way that makes it even more impactful. And I think that here it's more impactful. It's kind of like when it reminds me a little bit of like when you're watching like a TV show that's like a cartoon animated TV show, and then they change the style in like season 3,
Mm-hmm.
and you had no clue. Like this is the restyle for season 3.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. I
Um,
think that this is
but
definitely an upgrade for sure. The old ones were kind of crunchy.
yeah,
So I like that if you're gonna redo your look, it has to be better. And this definitely is better than the original, in my opinion.
agree. Um,
They look royal
I also
for
wrote down
sure.
in my notes. It says Princess Ariel and her. Wait, what did I say? Princess Ariel and her 7 horse sisters found dead and shaking. Also, Lady Ceto. Lady Ceto is my bias in here, personally.
Really, really.
Yes. I don't know. I like the blues. It's just fun. Um, yeah. Obviously, for me, it's a bop.
Mhm. I think that I also give this a bop, but in order to improve this even further, if Dre was taking some critiques,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which they should be because they submitted, I think that if you're doing a sister storyline, don't give them the same exact face. Don't give them the same makeup. Don't give them the same lip. Hairstyle, I guess okay because they're different colors, but change it up and also change the pose too because they're doing the same exact thing. They're kind of clones more than sisters here to me.
Right. But it's a bop.
But it's about
I see what you're saying. I don't agree or disagree. Like, just so that we're all clear, because I don't want to have to like feel. I don't want to feel any thoughts, so I'm gonna say what I'm thinking. I don't disagree or agree with anything that you're saying. I'm letting what you have to say, stand on its own. That's why you're here as a guest judge to give your opinion. We don't have to agree on
mhm.
anything. We don't have to be on the same page at every turn. Nothing that as long as you're not like coming for people on a personal level, it is what it
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? And you're not
I
going to do that. I know that.
the things that I'm saying that are like, you know, critiques, I think that I have the the history and the talent in these games and the way that I present them to know what does work. And
Right.
if y'all want to win like I do, you should listen.
Exactly. So the next one up that we have is Kizzy's look. The Aqua Sailor. Instead of helping her captain move ships via air, she moves it with her hydrokinesis. She is a master of the elements. If you remember, this is Kizzy's master of the elements submission before. It was this cropped up, like multiple angles picture that Kizzy was trying to pass off as a fashion photography set, and I was really pissed off about this one. If y'all remember, during the event, I believe this one was the one where I was like, these edits are killing y'all. And then Kizzy redid this and like was talking to me in a VC not near you and was like, I don't really think that this is like a resubmission of my previous look. And I looked at it and I was like, girl, this is a resubmission of your previous look. It's literally the same colors and it's a similar concept. Like, anyway, mm, I'm gonna preserve my formal opinion. What do you think?
I think that I love the creativity here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the original concept was better, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think her boobs are boobing for sure. There
For
was an
sure.
increase in quality of the photo as well, that I noticed. And the posing, the way that it was presented, I get a close up, I get a far away shot. I think that her hat is a little loose. I don't like the jorts. She's clipping mama. I don't have
Heavy.
much goods to say here. I don't
Clipping boots.
clipping boots. The hat is too big for her
And
head.
ironically, the only thing that's not clipping on this outfit is the boots. Oh my god. Did you have anything else to say before I go in?
I like the lip color.
Okay. Where's the hold on. Um right. You like the lip
The,
color? It's cute. It's cute.
why is she wearing jean shorts with a sailor top? Like jorts. I don't know. Maybe
I
it's
wrote
not
in
jorts.
my notes, I said, there's a lot going on, but none of it goes together. This girl, Twink, was at sea, stranded for 50 years before the captain picked her up, and she never took off her tattered clothes. Everything's clipping. Nothing is the same color. Everything is confusing. Why are there so many sheer pieces? Why is there a bra sticking out from the shirt that's supposed to be tied in the front? Why are there bows? Why are there bows everywhere? What was your mindset with this, Kizzy? Like, especially because Kizzy is a previous winner. Kizzy was the first person to have a double win in this event. And then Kizzy comes back after being a double winner and does this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I like the boy drag concept. It's not very, like, overall, the fashion, especially with the hair and some of these other elements, do really masculinize what could be considered a very feminine look if it was done differently, especially as the redo of this very, like, mermaid inspired look that Kizzy originally did for Master of the Elements. It's just kind of like hard to make sense of.
Mhm.
Um, but I love you, Kizzy. Thank you so much for submitting. But for me, this is a flop.
A flop for me as well.
And I do want to point out, Kizzy gave a really well presented, as far as like the editing of it all and the picturing. It's a really well presented look, but it's still a flop. So keep that in mind. You can still have a bop and not do your best editing ever. Um,
Yeah.
Next up we have Ube for another main theme submission. It says a once pure white flower, now muddled with a crimson scarlet.
How do you feel about this one?
I sent you a DM about this. Do you remember what it said?
No. If I say it what it I think it is, I might mess something up. So
I
I
said
don't
this is
want
the Lady of the Lake from Avatar: The Last Airbender if she really ran the Fire Nation their fade.
to.
Because they
Yes.
deserve that shit, and also she ate that up. This is a really pretty dress. It's a really nice presentation. I would have liked at least one. Okay, actually, I don't even need that. In another world, I would have said this needs a one up and down, straightforward presentation. But I think that I got enough impressions with all the different angles of the picture that I don't really need that right here because this is fashion photography. This is fashion photography, not textbook photos. So I get it. Um,
Mhm.
I really like, oh, my notes say Ube gives a lesson in seduction while showing nothing but a peekaboo collarbone and a lash. It's gorgeous. And from me, honestly, it's a bop.
Ooh, okay, Bob.
Because she's literally all that she has is a peekaboo collarbone and a lash. Like,
Yeah, I think this submission is very mysterious, very powerful, and it excites me.
yes,
I think that it is very different from the rest of the submissions, so it stands out for sure. It's very strong, and this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first look that uses white as like the base, like the most color used, and
yeah,
I think that was a really good choice to to show off the outfit, especially in this dark lighting. It's a good contrast.
absolutely. So, what's your verdict?
I give this a bop, and I think that a eureka around the head maybe could help a little bit, but that's not really fashion. So
Yeah,
I can't really say much more than that. It's really good.
I really
Thank you, Ube.
actually, speaking of the Eureka around the head, I do like this, like, crown halo kind of moment with the glowing of this and this, and so you can see it in some of the pictures. This is like sheer fabric that's glowing in the moonlight. That's really cool.
Hmm.
Thank you, Ube. Next up, we have Neonix with the vintage high fashion. Wait, it says vintage high glam demon. I saw this look. Sometimes I play DTI with Neonix, like often actually, which is part of the reason why he was one of our first judges, is because me and him play this game with each other so much. And I saw him make this look. I saw him use this look in DTI. I saw him talk about this look, and he never told me that this was for the event, I don't believe. And then he submitted it the other day, and I was like, girl, I've seen this like 10 times. But he never asked me what my opinion on it was, so I never told him. So it's still valid, but
Hmm.
girl, what the hell? Ate me up. Ate me up.
I have not seen this yet at all.
Yeah, he made this like 2 or 3 weeks ago and just never sent it in.
That's so funny.
What do you think about the look though? Like, is it giving?
I think this looks like Neonix got the headscarf code, put it in, and then needed to slay with it. And I think that Neonix did that very well here. That is the like centerpiece to me. And it's a
Agree.
really hard item to style, but if you're going to style it, this might be the only way to do it well. Because I really don't like that item, but I like it here a lot. The way that it is tilted and fitted around the head makes it look very natural, and I think that it really frames the face, which draws the most attention with the strong makeup, and she is very glamorous. Really great presentation here.
So Nyaunik said this isn't the code item actually. What that means is that this, because I remember correctly, because I was playing with him when this was happening, he had this little scarf moment on, and then he did the goat horns, and then he saw Amada's submission, and we happened to be in DTI while Amada was playing with some other people, and Amada had the little like scarf thing with the horns on. This is like the dupe version of
Oh
that,
my
with the
gosh.
makeup look that has the pearls on it, and then the scarf around it, and then the goat horns.
Okay, maybe that's why I like it then, because it's not that item.
And I like. Oh, you don't. Oh my god. Okay, so
Can we get a shout out
um,
to Vanilla Ice?
right. Is wait, Vanilla Ice.
Van-
Vanilla
Vanilla
May.
Vanilla Mace, excuse me.
Please, not Vanilla Ice. Um, this, I think this Slade, it's very old-timey cartoon villain to me. I actually wrote in my notes that Nyonix needs to send this to Rebecca Sugar with no return address on the mail and say, this is the inspiration for Black Diamond. Um, I
Oh,
like
not
it.
Black Diamond.
It's a bop.
I think that is about for me too.
And it's crazy that this is a bop. It's crazy that this is a bop, actually, because what the hell is this outfit, actually? Like, when you actually dissect what all these individual pieces are, and like, if this was any different color scheme, we would be confused. But for some reason, he sold it. Next. Oh, and here he is again, Miss Pink Puss 6000 or whatever. It says Space Ranger Pink Puss 6000, literally. Although, ironically, it says Pink Puss in the caption that he put in the Discord, but it says Puss Pink on the edit. Mind you. Next time clock that before you come in here. This is my next Overwatch main, by the way, if you didn't know.
Uh, this is the Blackpink Overwatch collab. What do you mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And everybody hates it except for like 2 people.
Jump.
I love that
This
song.
is so fun. This is so fun. It's Space Kite Ranger. I could see Juno wearing this. Somebody get her stylist on the line.
Absolutely, but they would never give her long hair like that.
No, they wouldn't. This skin would cost about $40 too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the gun helps tell the story a lot.
You know,
It's kind of camp though.
this would be a $40 skin, and there would still be the clipping of the fucking lace coming out of this like random glove that she has on that also doesn't make sense with the hand because of the pose. And that's what I want to say is that this is not a perfect look by any means. I like the idea of this one, and I like and especially because Nyonix was the judge of the guest judge of the first fashion review, and I made it a surprise, but he was. And he did not actually get a chance to submit for that one. So he was like, I'm gonna submit for this theme because this is his Pretty Pink World Domination look. He said, I'm gonna submit in this theme, even though I was the judge of it. However, I think that if he saw this as the judge, he would have critiqued it heavily. Um, I like it, and I'm very gracious today. It's a bop.
On my notes, I said that I think the color scheme is too similar to the main theme, and I don't know if that is good or bad. But when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is a black, white, and red look, but why is it pink instead of
No,
red?"
because I would have actually like I would have like read him his rights if he did that, because I went out of my way to put that in the like captions on the Discord when I was talking about all the things that I will and will not accept for this theme. No pink was allowed, and some people push the envelope with the pink, but we're not going to talk about who.
This is a bop for me either way. I think it's a really strong, very fun, very campy, and
And shout out to the
I would,
Chinese Bang. Yes. So if you don't
yeah.
know what the Chinese Bang is, that's a reference to wig culture. And it was like really popular in pop culture in like 2000, I would say sometime between 2007 and 2012 is when it really came out, when there was like a lot of pop star girls who wanted to come out and seem younger than they actually were. So they had like a really blunt bang that came all the way down to their eyebrows. That's called a Chinese Bang in wig culture. And it's like in homage to the bangs that you would see on actual Chinese girls, like school age girls and also young women. And it's being used here. A good examples of it from pop culture, at least in the West, would be Carly Rae Jepsen in her Call Me Maybe era, Lady Gaga in her The Fame era, and Nicki Minaj in her Pink Friday era, which by the way were all happening around the same time. So it was definitely a moment. What were you gonna say? Did I interrupt you?
I don't remember. Probably
R.I.P.
nothing important.
Well, thank you for submitting now. I appreciate this. You gave this a bop, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Just in case, just in case. Next, Ube. Ube came back with the Cabbage Fairy here.
Not
Do
the
you want
Cabbage
to
Fairy.
do you want to read the caption since you can see it?
Yeah, this one says the goddess of spring dancing away in her personal garden.
And this is her
Master of the Elements.
resubmission for the Master of the Elements theme. Um, girl, the cabbage, because like originally, if you remember, I went in on this look and I was like, she's not giving goddess, she's giving fairy. And I said she looks like she's growing like she's growing out of the cabbage, and I said all those things, and I was like, this is giving the same concept, it's just more traditional fairy here. I don't, the difference is I think I gave this one like a flip or a bop, I don't remember, but this one clearly I gave it a flip, or somebody gave it a flip or a flop, or else Ube would not be resubmitting it. But this one, it took it where it needed to go a little bit. You know, it reminds me a lot of like those classic like fairy illustrations. There are some actual like very famous illustrators who really influenced the way that we see fairies in illustrated media to this day. It reminds me of that. I can't name any of those illustrators off the top of my head, but I am aware of that. It reminds me a lot of that, where it's like you just find her out in nature and she's just jumping off of a branch, or she's just holding a flower, or she's just petting a
Mhm.
bunny, you know what I mean? It's really cute. It's slayed. It's still giving cabbage, but it's slayed.
I think
Yeah.
the first one was giving bok choy, and this one's giving cabbage.
Absolutely. I don't, did I write that down? I didn't write that down, but I did think about bok choy. Or like celery even. Maybe broccoli.
I think this is a very safe look. We've seen a lot of fairy looks in the past, a lot of wings, and it's cute. I don't have any bad notes because it's a really polished, really good look. I think it works for spring for sure, and the environment that the photos were taken in.
Yeah.
The yeah, I don't know. I don't feel very strongly. It doesn't excite me as much as Ube's previous submission with the all white.
Yeah.
I do think that it's a bop though. It's a safe bop for me.
Okay, period.
Mhm. Yeah.
this first look and even this one. Do you remember that one movie that Beyonce was in? It was not about Beyonce. Beyonce played like a
Goldfinger,
queen.
Goldmember,
No, what? No,
Beyonce,
Beyonce was in that movie. That's freaking what is that movie called?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. That's not what I was thinking of at all. Um, it was like a movie about fairies or something, and she played like the Queen Fairy or the Mother Fairy or something like that. That's what the first look reminded me of, and this also seems like another character in that series of in that movie. I don't remember what that movie was called. Either way, it's still cabbage, but it's a bop.
Yeah.
The thing is, I like cabbage. Actually, I like cabbage a lot, mind you, and bok choy. Not as much,
Yeah,
but
me
still.
too.
Next.
Me too.
The next one that we have is fried chicken, aka Izzy. It's a little bit of a punky grungy. Do you want to read this?
Yeah, this is a bit of a punky, grungy, soft Vivian Westwood inspired moment. Very baggy, very irreverent, but still keeping it a little cute. She I
Enjoys.
can't enjoys being judgmental, the underground music scene, and a cold cigarette to ease the pain.
A cold cigarette to ease the pain. That is a Trap Celeb reference for those of you who know who that is. I really like this one. I think that there could have been a difference in, for me, based on my interpretation of this look. I think that this shirt was more important than the skirt, and I think that you could have chosen a different skirt to give a similar impression. But before we get into that, I also want to say thank you so much, Izzy, for even submitting, because you are new to the community and you're new to submitting to the fashion review. This is a really good impression for your first submission. You know, normally when they first come through, they kind of give like a little bit of like a baby deer stepping out in the world for the first time kind of thing, where it's
Mhm.
not like fully polished, but it's giving something. And this is giving a strong impression. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think this looks like Izzy has played DTI in the past. Maybe they don't play every day, but they are familiar with how things work.
Yes.
I think that what saves it is the referencing of Vivian Westwood, because it allows me to accept the clipping here, and I believe, as somebody looking at this fashion, that the two pieces, the top and the bottom, are purposefully attached like that in a way
Yes.
that's punk and grungy. So um, I'm allowing for the clipping here. I think that the purse also completes the look. uh,
I disagree.
I like it. I like the purse. It's a nice touch.
I think the pose makes the look, but I don't think the purse makes the look, which is crazy because the purse is the reason for the pose.
Yeah. I think this is a really good first submission for sure. Thank you, Izzy, for having fun with this.
Um, I think that the concept is a bop, but I think overall for me it's a flip.
Okay, I see that.
What do you think?
I'm gonna give this a bop. I like it.
I like it too, and I would like for you to continue to submit, Izzy. Thank you so much. Next up, we have the second submission from Damsel. This is a resubmission of her Pretty Pink World Domination look, where she says the calls are out, looking for a fight. And I know that you really like this one, so I'm going to let you go first.
Thank you. All right, shout out to Damsel. I love this original look so much. So when I found out you were redoing it to hopefully do it better, I was really excited. This says the claws are out, looking for a fight. So it looks like we changed from looking for trade to looking for a fight. Maybe trade did not like the session, and this is the result of that. I think that this is a great upgrade from the original. She looks like she has more styling, more. You know, she's grown. Maybe she hit the salon
Right.
or Amazon wig department. I don't know what. Either way, it looks good here.
Por
I
no los
think
dos?
that
There's a lot of hair here. It could be the salon and the Amazon wig department.
it could be. I think that it brings the same energy as the original, but with more kind.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I love that she included the same pose in the top right as a
Yeah,
reference.
absolutely.
However, where the hell did her tail go? Did it get chopped?
Yeah, there's no tail. Actually, you're
Where's the
right.
tail?
Um, before we move on too far from what you said, I agree with you that this does look like a more developed concept, but it's like developed in 20 years. Like this is her when she was 45 and this is her when she was 70. Like to me, the hair and the
70?
makeup have really aged this it really aged the look up in a way that's not flattering. And I know a lot of people are always like, "Oh, flattering's not a good word. You shouldn't talk about what's flattering and what's not flattering." That's a nice way to say that I don't think it looks good, and that's not even shade to damsel. That's just like the use of the term. I don't think that like the hair here, the color of the hair, and the way that the makeup is done. It's something about the eyes and the cheeks, and also the fact that it's a dark red lip, make it look like an old lady. I don't think that old ladies look bad. It's just that I think that this looking like an old lady when that was not clearly the intention is what makes it not make sense to me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Did you have anything else before I continue?
Yeah, I just noticed this and that it's the glasses in the original really gave her that like uh, um I think it added to the silly dominatrix kind of, not silly, but like what's that word people like to use? Office siren.
Yeah. Very like Bayonetta, like Office
Yeah.
Siren. That's what people are always talking about with the updo, especially because she has an updo and she has the glasses and she's wearing all black. Like it's pulling from that general aesthetic that people like to say is Office Siren, but really isn't Office Siren.
Hmm. I think the glasses should have been kept in it. Maybe an upgraded glasses, maybe a new pair. Maybe they're on the head, maybe they're on the floor.
Right, because Granny
Um,
needs her glasses so that she can do her needle
yeah,
point. Glock it.
no, granny.
And Damsel's in the chat defending herself. um, Damsel knows it's all fun. That's why I went in. That's not why I went in because I'm actually stating my full opinion here. The lace, actually, I don't know if it's the way that it's pictured or what, or maybe it's the way that it's colored even. It looks like those fake sleeve tattoos that people put on. Um, and I don't like that either. I also think that like, I think it's an interesting attempt at this overall theme. But it's kind of like she's an old hoe and she came out of retirement to do this one look specifically. She went and made sure that her belly button piercing was still pierced because she's had it out for like a year and a half. Because she was like, I'm not really wearing any crop tops. And then she put on a crop top and put her belly button piercing back in.
And the
It's
belt
that
still
kind of
fits
thing.
though.
And the outfit still fits, but it's like this is kind of giving like almost kind of like she is like the next Catwoman after Halle Berry, but
Wait,
but
someone in the chat just said I'm about to squirt and then sit in the warm liquid.
girl, not Miss Glitch. Can we please keep it a little safe for work at least? Um, but at least a little bit safe for work. But this, it, um, I love you, damsel, but it's a flop from me.
I like this damsel. It's a bop from me. This one's exciting. I don't see Granny at all.
Right. Next, Voce. Thank you, damsel. Voce said, a gothic queen of an era long gone. In this elven princess of hell look. What do you think?
Let's see my notes. This is giving high drama. It's a very powerful look. I think that the the amount of yellow and gold in this look kind of outweighs the white. So for this theme in particular, I think that it doesn't benefit it. I agree that, or not agree because you didn't say anything yet.
Yeah.
I think that silver jewelry or like changing of the colors overall and the placements of them might help me like this more. Um, for any other theme, I would give it a bop, but this one, I can't fully be on board with that because of the amount of yellow, and I want to be, true to the theme. I think that it doesn't
I said
fully work in that way for me.
I said that people can use golds and silvers and that can be considered more of a neutral in this theme.
Hmm.
But if you're going to be using colors, I want to see red, black, and white. So I accepted it because I took it as gold. I see what you're saying, but I personally I received that as gold embellishments on the outfit, gold, sheer gold, paneling and stuff like that. I do agree
Hmm.
though that it's like pushing the limits of the theme, but beyond that, I think it's on theme. You know, I could tell that Voce was kind of struggling with the theme because Voce was like one of the Voce. We're about midway through, but Voce, a lot of people submitted really late in the month because we like y'all had 24 days from the announcement of this theme until the end, until today to submit. And prior to that, the theme had already been leaked in the community tea room, which is now gone, by the way. And so y'all knew what this theme was. Like y'all knew what was going on. Um, to me, it's kind of like, meh. I don't care about the gold. Of all the things, I don't care about the gold. What I do care about is how this is a very heavily embellished look, and it kind of takes away from what the concept would have been had it been less embellished. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Sabrina the Teenage Witch when she had to be the Queen of Hell, and she didn't want to be the Queen of Hell because Nikki looks like a teenager to me.
Mhm.
I like the idea of the look, though. It's pretty. There's a lot of pretty things to look at, but it's like there are things that I think could have been taken away. And some of that's on Voce and some of it's not. I think, like, for example, there's like this scarf moment on the dress that I really don't like, and I don't know if that came with this particular dress piece or not. I didn't like it though. It's stuff like that. I think it's similar with the hair pieces and like all the like the ears and then the hair and then the hair piece and then the neck and then it's like everything is heavily embellished. I don't know if y'all heard that thunder, but I heard thunder. Everything's heavily embellished and I don't care for that, but it's whatever.
I think what you're saying about the little tassels in the front, if those were changed, I don't know if this is possible. So it might not be something we could change about this, but if it was like white to kind of lead down into the dress more, that would help for me. And I think if that's not possible to change, maybe like you could do a hairstyle that has like tassels that go on the front or the
Mm-hmm.
back or something to bring it down into the look. It's very shoulders head heavy. Um,
Yeah. Um,
but it's polished, I'd say.
it's pretty. You know, and
Hmm.
that's the thing. It's like it's pretty. It's a bop. It's a bop. For me, it's a bop.
For me, it's a flip.
It's a flip. Sorry, Voce. Better luck next time. Thank you so much for submitting, though.
Thank
Um,
you, Voce.
Next up, we have Voce's second submission. We're actually reaching the end. We only have two or three after this. This is Voce's resubmission for the Pretty Pink World Domination look. And little does she know. Oh, let me get rid of this flip. Sorry for the animation. Little does everyone know her husband is helping keep the war going and the treasury afloat. This is giving very much like Pretty Pink Little House on the Prairie, Pretty Pink Bridgerton, Pretty Pink 18th Century type shift. I actually wrote in my notes Pretty Pink World Domination, colon, the old country. I think it's pretty, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I think this is a strong look. I love the floral pattern a lot. It is fun. I know who this woman is without the caption. I think
Mm-hmm.
the caption was unnecessary because the caption takes away from her power, in my
Absolutely.
opinion. I
Yes.
think I think if this was framed in a way of like, oh, she doesn't play about like the horse races, she's dominating like the scene in a universe where stuff like that like is important to her. I think that would have been cool. Um, maybe she could be like an assassin, and this fan is her weapon. It's giving Rococo, like Final Fantasy airship traveling royal,
Yeah.
and I love that part of the fantasy here. The pink is a really nice shade of pink, and this outfit flows really well to my eyes, especially in like
Right.
the back shots, the close up, like all of it. I really like this look a lot.
So is it a flop or a bop for you?
It's a bop for me. I like this a lot. I think you did your big one here, Voce.
I think you did your big one here too, Voce. Obviously, this is going to be a bop. It's pretty. Is it my idea of pretty pink? No. Is it a bop? Yes. Good job. Like it's a pretty color. Bridgerton season 4. Right, right. Next up we have BB.
Wait. I wanted to say something.
Uh huh.
Um, I did forget to say that I think this is like a really interesting interpretation of the theme of Pretty Pink World Domination when you're doing something like wars and conquering other places.
Yes.
That is a very touchy subject that I don't know if that was part of the concept or not.
It was kind of like an implied theme, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But not
But
necessarily to the extent that I think it was taken to with this look.
I think that she's not doing the world domination, and if it's her husband doing it, that like it's kind of a stretch to the theme. But the
Yeah.
gown is beautiful.
Okay, well, and that was kind of what actually was what the conversation was for the first event as well. Is that some of the looks were very much in that realm. Next up we have BB in trash, and this is actually this caption, which is I believe in Korean. I'm not sure if it's Korean. I'm not sure what language exactly this is, but it's a reference to aespa's drama, which is like I believe that's a song, but also a project. I like this. It's cute. It's giving performer.
Hmm.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think the posing is confident and nice. The angles and the left and the right are very flattering for showing off the whole outfit. That is like a really good way to present the look for sure. I think that I could see the girl group Perfume wearing this.
Yeah,
Like, you know, three of them were wearing slightly similar stuff. Like they would be performing down in this. I know that for sure. I think where I'm get a little lost is the background choice being so similar to the outfit. It drowns it out, and I can't really see the details of it as much because of that.
right.
So I wish there was more of a contrast so I could focus on the outfit more.
I think that I really would have preferred if this top piece, like this like jacket moment, was not a pattern just like the dress was, because that takes away from us understanding what is what when it comes to different pieces being different pieces. I also think that like, the styling here, it makes sense in the real world application, but I think that like the ripped fishnets with the ribbons going around it is a lot. And I think some of these like other frilly choices with like these double skirts and stuff like that can be misread if you're not playing with the textures and the colors enough to make it look good. And some of that's just based on choices. So I do want you to experiment more, BB, but I am glad that you're participating in this event. And I'm glad that this is a really good, it's similar to what I was saying for other people, a really good first impression for somebody who has not submitted previously. And I like that.
Oh, this is their first submission.
I believe so.
Nice. Welcome in. I think that white would have really helped here. It's just maybe a little bit of white to help with the what's the word, like focusing,
Yeah.
because when you like squint or first like look at this photo from far or whatever, it's not that strong, but white really would have like brought me in and helped shape a lot of the outfit.
Yeah, or even just the diversity of like that's what I was saying. It's like I want clarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for the resubs. I am seeing that in the chat. I don't know why the thing is not playing for us today, or like these alerts are not working for us today because they've worked every other time. Um, yeah. Thank you so much. For me, this is a bop.
And this is a flip from me.
Thank you so much, BB. Please continue to submit. And next up, we have our final submission, which we started with Sunny and now we end with Sunny. It's almost like the sunrise and the sunset.
We're closing the loop here.
Right. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, this one says, we have Miss Brownie. She's ready to sell you some sweets and maybe hand over one for free. If you've been a good boy, girl, they, them, it.
Right. I like this. This looks like actually what I wrote in my notes is that this looks like a piece of letter paper or parchment or something that I got from Daiso, Japan. And then I took it home, put it in my drawer, and I didn't look at it for like a year and a half. And then I go back in there and I'm like, oh, what is this? And then I throw it away.
No, not throw it away.
Because I don't send mail to people, but I still bought the letter paper anyway because it was cute. I think it's cute. It's clean. It's concise. I see exactly what you're going for here, Sunny, and I like it. Especially for it to be an off theme, an off-theme approach. I really like this look. Thank you so much, Sunny. What do you think?
I think that I like the sleeved moment paired with this skirt was a
Mm-hmm.
nice touch because of the connection with lace and white lace.
Yeah,
The presentation does give like stationery scrapbooking. I love that. This lady probably does not play with her scrapbooking.
absolutely.
Um, and I really enjoy the food safe gloves while handling brownies. It's a really nice touch, attention to detail, and world building for sure.
Yeah.
The food safe gloves, like, clock it here. Um, I think that this is also a little too similar to the black, white, and red theme. So I would want people to take freestyling as a moment to venture out and be very creative with no limits,
Mm-hmm.
and branch out, because if the themes or the looks could be like for the same one, it's not as impactful. I'd say we're seeing a lot of
I did
black,
go
white,
crazy
and
with telling
red.
people that they cannot use pink though. So like when they were using pink, if I actually basically said something to the effect of if you're using pink or if you're not using black, red, white, and black, it's not going to be considered for the theme. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to figure it out. So like the pink is what makes it not on theme, but I do understand what you're saying.
Hmm. I also wish that we could see the shoe. I need to see that pump.
Get the shoe, baby, the
Get the
shoe.
shoe. Weaponize those feet, mama.
Oh,
And
period.
this
Um,
is this is a bop for me nonetheless. That is a really strong look.
I agree. I agree. This is a bop. And that's all that she wrote. That's it for the judging. And now it's time for a little bit of delineation. I'm going to play a little bit of music. We're going to hit a cute little BRB. And we're going to talk about our top bops and our top flops. And then we'll be back. After that, we're going to be doing our giveaway for the Labubu. And just to be clear with all of you, let me read that list of everybody who is doing the Labubu. If you're here right now, give me a moment. Everybody that I have on the list for the Labubu is I have Damsel, Dre, Amada, Mob Yoongi, Ruby, Sunny, and Ube. Um, and those are all the people who are available for the thing. The what is it called? The Labubu giveaway. So if you are interested in it, or if you're not interested in it and I have you wrong, please say something in the chat. Yeah. So we're gonna do a quick BRB, and we will see you soon. Any
See you
final, any parting
soon.
words? The way that this music has been playing this entire time. Oh my god.
It's blasting in their ears.
No, it's just been playing on my Spotify this whole time.
Oh,
Um,
I want to say that thank you everybody for submitting. I had a lot of fun reviewing the looks and writing notes for them, and enjoyed seeing everybody be creative. And if I said something that was not very nice about your look, I hope I said something that was at least something you could improve upon for the next one,
right,
so
right.
you can do better.
Also, I will say that there's not going to be an announcement of the next theme. It is not ready for you all. But that's it. So we are going to hit that BRB. Bye.
Bye.
Um. It's me, Pretty Pink Pony. In the chat, let us know who you think should win the Pretty Pink in Game Fashion Review. Hashtag Drag Race. And here we are, back at it again with the fashion review.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. They can hear you, by the way, just in case you knew. I think you knew, but here we go. So let's
Hi,
talk.
Pominators.
So we've done our delineation. Actually, we did our delineation prior to this event. First off, oh, I got my DM back.
Right.
Sorry, I'm checking my DM. We are going to be talking about the top bops and the bottom and the top flops of the stream now. The top bops of the stream are, drumroll please.
Who's it gonna be?
Let me find my drumroll sound. I'm sorry.
Has anybody seen the drum roll sound?
I can't see the drumroll sound. Here it is. The top bops of the stream are. That says. Please.
Help.
It's Dre. It's supposed to say Dre and Rye, but for some reason it says Ube. Let me change that. I don't know why it says Ube. It's supposed to say Dre and Rye. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here we go. Messy boots. It's always fucking something. Ube won last time. That's why. And Ube knows that she won last time, but she did not win this time. It's Dre, the Stallion, and Rye, aka Violet Vampire, as far as the Twitch chat is concerned. So everybody give a congratulations and a round of applause for them.
Yay, congratulations. Y'all ate a lot.
And so now let's talk about the top flops of the stream. And this time I didn't use my guest judge's picture for the top flops because last time I used Sunny and Sunny got Sunny got fake mad about it. The top flops of the stream are like I have myself, at least that's how I do it right now. I do one for me and one for my guest judge. So Rye is going to be the Pretty Pink Fashion Diva get the Pretty Pink Fashion Trophy, and so is Dre. This is Dre's second time with the fashion trophy. Pero picked Dre and I picked Rye, just to be clear, because sometimes y'all get real confused and y'all think that it's just me. It's not just me. It's both of us.
I'm here too.
Right. So the top flops of the stream are Kizzy and Mob Yoongi. Let's give them a round of applause. Get into it. Thank you so much for submitting to the fashion review. I was the one who chose Kizzy, and Pero chose Mob Yoongi. And there it is. It is what it is. Thank you so much for submitting. I appreciate you all. And now it is time to talk about the next event. It is not prepared. It will be prepared soon, but it is not prepared for right now. But stay tuned for the Labubu giveaway. I just need a few moments, so I'm gonna play some music. Y'all are still gonna hear us, and we're still gonna talk in front of you, because y'all do not need to see what I'm doing in the background, so you can't see it. Yeah. How about that? That's movie magic right there. I will lightly play a cute little song or something.
This would be my submission that you guys see right now. That's mine. If I was able to enter, not this one. The little Vegas showgirl moment. This one, yes.
Right. So just to go back over, let me see my DMs, because okay. So the top winners, basically how the Labubu giveaway is going to work is that the people who got the top, which was Dre and Rye is not participating in the Labubu giveaway, but Dre is. Dre has a 4 times chance of winning compared to other contestants in the thing.
Shout out to Dre.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello, who said hi?
Pickled said hi. Hi, Pickled.
Hi, Pickled. Okay, so let me just...
This Labubu will be shipped from me personally, so please remember that you have to be comfortable giving your address, and know that I will just shred the address right after. I'm not going to write it down anywhere, and I will easily forget that information. So,
and you serve.
Have that.
Let me just work on one thing really fast.
Okay. In that case, I'll start singing the song Blue Jeans by Lana Del Rey.
The way they're listening to Cat's Eye right now, actually, they can't hear it. That music has been playing, and they do not hear it. We've been sitting here in silence. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. Hustle that.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to show this freaking... Oh, I have an image. Hold on. There we go.
Holding. Blue jeans.
Right, thank you.
White shirt. Walked into the... I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. Yeah, next is mine in today. I need to do mine.
I don't know why it's not... Okay, hold on. I messed something up. Give me a second. I'm sorry.
No worries. Take your time.
I'm human.
Hi, damsel.
Okay, so since Dre is the winner, like I said, he gets a 4 times chance of winning this event, meaning that he has 4 times the amount of names that everybody else has, because I entered everybody in multiple times, equally, except for Dre, who has multiple opportunities to win the Labubu. It's if you don't remember, it's an exciting macaron Labubu.
What's that in my cup? That's that potion.
Rubbing honey on my skin like it's lotion. Take a sip, Pero.
Okay.
That was my hydrate. Are y'all ready for the Labubu giveaway? I want to see some emotes in the chat. Y'all better support your community members. This is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
I'm ready.
One of you lucky people is walking away with a lovely Labubu.
All right, now the wheel is ready. So let's get this show on the road. Are y'all ready to see who is going to be walking away with an exciting macaron blind box Labubu? Our contestants so far are Sunny Ube Dre, Amada Mascara, Ruby, Damsel, and Mob Yoongi, with Dre having a 4 times chance of winning. And we're gonna do a cute little drum roll.
Who's feeling lucky? It's spinning. Oh, look at the spin. I'm getting dizzy. And the winner is... Whoa,
Damsel won the Labubu. Oh my gosh. Hey. And so that means that Damsel, well, I feel like you already have a line of communication with Paradise anyway, so you can contact Paradise, or he will be contacting you about getting your Labubu sent in. When you get your Labubu sent in, make sure that you post it in the Discord server. I want to say congratulations to you. And also thank you for everybody else for participating. I hope that you enjoyed this event. I feel like that's it. Is there anything else that we need to say? Merry Christmas.
I am going to self-promo myself. I have some streams going on next week. I do the Baby Fight Club here on Twitch.
Absolutely.
Come join us. We're doing a Pokemon Platinum, a baby Pokemon only run with a lot of chaos. So pull up.
Yes, okay. And with that being said, tomorrow is going to be the much anticipated, heavily anticipated Keeping Up with the Wobble Dogs stream, starting at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
So we're going to get out of here. Should we raid someone? Who's live?
Yes, please.
Let's do a little bit of music moment. I'm just gonna restart this one.
You can't read the top.
Let me look and see who we can raid. Also, thank you for plugging yourself because I should have asked you that. Are y'all playing Wobble Dogs? We're gonna raid Snowy. It's Snowy's birthday, and he's still doing his thing. We're gonna raid Snowy. I'm sorry for yelling.
Oh yeah.
A
Snowy birthday party.
It is Snowy's birthday party. Shout out to the Virgos. Okay, so we're not going to be using the regular raid message. We're going to... Actually, I'm going to type in a raid message. Happy birthday, Snowy, from the Pretty Pink Penthouse and all associates. Copy that shit and put it in his chat.
Can the raid out song be Blue Jeans by Lana Del Rey?
Girl, we're already playing the raid out song. Actually, we're not. I guess we can play Blue Jeans. Why do you want me to play that song? Like, what's up with it?
Because I was singing it earlier.
I haven't heard that song. Lana Del Rey, I haven't heard that name in years.
Smoke Slim Jim.
Okay, I'm gonna play the remix.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for stopping by.
I'm gonna start the raid. You losers better copy that raid message that I put in. Tell Snowy happy birthday. We need to change that raid message to happy birthday Snowy. Snowy with a Y. I'm sorry if I typed it in incorrectly.